Yes, Brenda. Okay.
Too much drama, huh?
Yeah. Times.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good.
Oh,
Good to see you. Man,
Okay.
you haven't
I am
changed.
just. What's that?
You haven't
You're
changed.
No. What I'm doing is I just came back from New York and I am cooking some breakfast. All right, go ahead. Let's talk.
Okay.
Hello, Lenox. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing fine. Doing fine.
Did you hear Ellie said you haven't changed? I know. I haven't seen him in years too.
Nuri and
When are you
I
coming to?
all gray now.
When are you coming to California?
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about what you guys have in mind.
Okay.
Well, when are you coming to California first of all?
You always ask that, and I don't. Right now, I don't travel as much as I used to, and I definitely don't travel within the United States as I used to. I went to New
How
York,
about Costa Rica?
3 days ago. Huh?
How about Costa Rica? Reunion.
Costa Rica, I've never. No. I don't travel to Costa Rica. I've never been there.
Yeah, I live here. I live here.
You live in Costa Rica.
Yeah, I have a house.
Oh, okay.
Lenox, let me introduce. What is happening to my head? Let me introduce Ellie. Ellie built her own house because she is architect and engineer, and she built
in Costa Rica.
Yes.
In the sky in Costa Rica.
Okay. All right. Ellie, do you know Kathy Rothschild?
Kathy Rothschild, no. Why?
Because she's in Costa Rica.
Oh. Well, is she an activist?
She used to run a travel agency in New York. She used to run a travel agency in New York.
Unless she's with Code Pink and an activist for Palestine, I don't know the Americans here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you may know her because she is part of the progressive community.
Then I may have seen her. I may have seen her in the protests.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about what you guys have in mind.
Okay, so we have.
You told me that you want to go to Iran, right? With the group that we have.
Well, first of all, I need to get some sense of what this group. You told me you went to Iran and you went with a group, but I know nothing about the group. Tell me about this group. Okay.
The group, Ellie was one of them. You just see her. Alan, my husband that we came to your retirement was one of them. And Adelia was world president for Women's International League for Peace and Freedom.
Yeah, Wilf. Yeah, I know Wilf.
Yeah, Wilf. In the past, and she came with us.
Right.
And there is a gentleman, very, very efficient, working and connected journalist, very connected to the government and to many, many people, real good. And he was very, very helpful. in
Okay.
our
He's connected to what government?
to our government,
To
Iranian
Iran.
government.
Oh, Iranian government. Okay.
And
But
he was,
wait a minute. But he lives in the United States.
right, 27
Okay.
years in Arizona.
Okay. All right.
And he is journalist and famous. He was
Right.
also with us, or
Right.
helpful, not also organizing almost the whole trip and all that. It was very
Right.
good, very good. We went and we organized Iranian women.
Wait a minute. Wait. So that is 5. The delegation was 5 people from the United States.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
And Costa Rica, United States and Costa Rica.
And Costa Rica, yeah. Well, I'm counting Ellie as an American. Okay, go ahead.
You are right, Iranian American.
All right.
So, yeah, so 5 of us.
Right.
She was from Costa Rica too. Adelia. Adelia lives in Costa Rica.
Right.
She was previous president of WILF.
Well, okay, all right, okay.
International WILF.
Right.
So it was very successful, very good. We met congresswomen.
Okay, can I just insert something?
Now
Let me.
come in.
No reason.
Now you come in.
Okay.
Explain.
Last year, about, I don't know, I think August, Nuri and Alan came to visit me for about a month. And
Right.
I presented a report from World Economic Forum on gender equality gap. It had listed Iran as number 143 of 147. In gender equality gap, which is totally bogus. So we went back every year. Reports go back to 2006, and Iran is ranked.
So you wait, Ellie. So you have been traveling back and forth to Iran.
No, I haven't.
This is not about travel. This is about the report. This is about World Economic Forum report last 12 years or more, putting Iran one of the lowest country in gender gap.
Close to Afghanistan. So we know it's better than that. It's not. We're not number 1. Okay, number 50, but 143 next to Afghanistan. I don't think so. So we decided we're going to go to Iran and see for ourselves, because we heard the higher education, women are doing really great. They're women entrepreneurs, they're educated people, they're single families that a woman runs. So we talked to Mr. Sajadi, who's well connected with the State Department, to make arrangements for us for the visa, cancel passport, and whatnot. Okay, then we went to Iran. Nuriju, continue.
It was very good in Iran, very good. What I mean by very good, they were very, very helpful. We visited congresswomen, about, 11 of them or more?
9 of them. 9 of 14 came to meet with us with the right-hand man of the head of the parliament.
Okay. So this 9 women out of 14 congresswomen. Then we visited 7, 8 different universities. Generally speaking, mostly
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Adelia just joined us.
Was that all in Tehran?
Yes.
It was in Iran.
Okay.
This is Adelia.
Lennox, you should meet Adelia. She was the head of WILF USA in 2011, and she went with us. She's in Costa Rica.
All right. So
with USA, with International, I'm sorry.
Oh, international.
Okay, all right. So where does Adelia live?
I live in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica also. Okay, very good. All right.
Okay, we're telling the story.
You want to, Adelia?
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, but wait a minute. You're giving me the itinerary of the delegation and what you did in Iran. Were you just essentially looking at the progress that women in Iran had made?
Right.
And another thing, Lenox, there was a movement, so-called feminist movement, Woman Life Freedom, that later...
Okay, but let me ask you a couple of questions. In the U.S. press, okay?
Yeah.
The U.S. press, which we look at with some skepticism, because we know that they do not publicize the truth in many respects. And they're controlled by the United States State Department. The line that they run in the U.S. press is the line that the U.S. government want them to run.
Right.
Generally.
Yes.
Wait a minute. On the question of women and women's rights, okay, and the status of women and women's rights in Iran, what we got out of the press was that several years ago, there was a movement by women of Iran demanding greater freedoms and so on. And there was a crackdown. I mean, this is the story we get. There was a crackdown by the government, and there was one of the leaders of the women's movement was put on trial and, in fact, I thought executed. I may have gotten my facts wrong. And that then resulted in mass demonstrations and then greater repression.
Okay, let me...
Is that all? Is any of that true?
Can I...
Ellie June.
Yes.
Ellie June, with your permission. First of all, Lenox, I want to introduce another lawyer who is teaching Peace University in Costa Rica and was international wealth president for what, 8 years, 4 years?
4 years.
This is Adelia. You two can talk a little bit because you two are the lawyer. We two are laymen.
Yeah. No, I'm hearing the concern or the questions that he is making about, the situation of repression against women as the Western media portrays it and what's going on inside. So we saw the contrast in terms of seeing all the opportunities of the women to study, but we also express our concerns about existing legislation that imposes restrictions on women, like the veil, the high hijab.
Right.
That anyways, most women will use it because of their religion and their convictions, but it shouldn't be like an obligation, because what women resent all around the world is different rules. If you're a woman, then, different rules for a man.
Right.
And the lack of freedom to choose. I mean, there are also women that are maybe a minority in Iran that are not, so enthusiastic or willing to have that, and they shouldn't be repressed or be afraid to have a religious police imposing them or.
Right.
So we share that. We understand that there is, and we raised the issue when we were there with some of our hosts, Yeah, the understanding that there is an important discussion inside Iran about that kind of laws.
Right.
And the importance of not having unnecessary laws, actually, because if both women will do it voluntarily, what would be the need? And, the women that don't, abide by that religion shouldn't be repressed.
Right.
At the same time, we also notice, at least in the city, that women are not, that are very relaxed in certain places, public places like restaurants and different places, where they're not so rigid,
Right.
They will have it on their neck, and their head will be uncovered.
Right.
And nobody was repressing them, and they were laughing. I thought it was very important and very nice to see, how relaxed and women were in those public places and,
Right.
and laughing, and it was okay. It may be different in the countryside, it may be different from time to time. But, often we notice that, we saw it with our own eyes.
Right.
So that's sort of the situation. We wish that there will not be, or there wouldn't be discriminatory laws,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
there is-
women's
there is-
rights.
We don't see them, for many women, that is the main thing, when they have the threat of bombings and other things. That is a minor issue, it seems, it doesn't
Right.
seem to be the most important thing for them to be worried about. We respect that. And it is kind of pending there to resolve these discriminatory laws sometime,
Right.
Okay, but
Especially
women's
to take into
rights.
consideration that women
let
also.
let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Did there exist, or did you see what is called a special police force who were enforcing religious norms, like the hijab and so on? Was that enforced by religious security people, the police?
I never saw it. I didn't have the opportunity, but of course we were in major cities, So,
Right.
it may be in some neighborhoods. It may happen in the countryside. In the city, we didn't see it, but it may
Okay,
happen.
but with the woman that you were talking with,
No, I never mentioned that.
oh, they never mentioned it.
Okay, can I
All right.
interject?
Did you meet? Wait. Did you meet with progressive women? Women who, in our definition of progressive, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. These are women who you would identify with as progressive women who are interested in the issues that we as progressives are interested in Costa Rica or in the United States, etc. Did you meet with those groups of women?
Most women, I think, there is, how do we call it? There is a culture of resistance,
Right.
historically. Many women we talk to, and they are very critical of the hypocrisy of the West, and some of the groups that advocate for human rights but say
Right.
nothing when women in Palestine are being killed, and the children, they're silenced, so they're not as active or as vocal. So we met a lot of women very highly educated,
Right.
in groups with high positions in the academic institutions or investigation institutes. Very, very educated people, women in the parliament too.
Right.
Very active. And they're very articulate, very educated. And I could say that they're progressive, but they have a background, a history of resistance, that their progressiveness is
Right.
focused in other issues, maybe, that these issues that the West is often highlighting is
Right.
not necessarily their main concern.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. can I?
Okay, you've given me a good sense of the scope of some of the meetings and the inquiries that you involved with. Now, let me ask you this. Did you meet any representatives of the Communist Party of Iran?
I am one.
Or people, wait a minute, or people who identify themselves as
communist,
you know, as maybe not official members, you know, not people who have been elected, but people who you would sense to have been part of.
I've met some, at least one guy outside our official host, the people that were with us, but it's a friend of a friend. He seemed to me like that type.
Right.
Still very, you know, they're very clearly understanding the need for the country to be united.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that the hypocrisy, the violence, and the threats of the West are so important.
Right.
That's their main concern. They're you know, and he didn't express himself as being communist, but from conversations you can kind of
I understand.
There is a sympathy and a solidarity with common resistance. One can put it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, how long did you spend in Iran?
It was a little over 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, we're traveling.
It was like 20 days, you know, with jet lag and everything. I think it was 22 days or something like that. Huh?
I think just 12 days in Iran.
Was most of the time in Tehran?
No, we went to Isfahan and we went to some outside the Tehran city to some communities where there are many refugees living. I can't remember the names of the towns, but yeah.
Okay.
Was it home? Mm-hmm. So those two that you see here were there. They were there for 2 weeks. We were there. The rest of us, 3 of us, we were there for 1 month altogether.
All right.
And they went to Isfahan and Tehran. We went to Isfahan, Tehran,
Shiraz,
and Fasa, where I was born.
All right.
So we were there for a month.
Okay.
Okay, can I speak? Can I speak?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yes, please.
Okay, so again, the idea of us traveling was that woman life freedom, as you said, a couple of years ago, there was a big kind of uprising that women without hijab were on the street. A woman, Mahsa Amini, she got arrested, but she had 3 strokes because she had a tumor in her brain when she was 7 years old. So it was an unfortunate accident that she died. She was not executed. She died because of 3 strokes in 1 day. But they made that a big thing and they made her the leader. And obviously we are hearing the leaders of this group in the West, they're being funded. And they're planning on uprising. And they declared September 16 of last year, Day of Revolution. They asked the people to get on the street and overthrow. So has no reputation, okay? 90% of the people that followed them obviously have grievances. But the 5-10% at the top, they're definitely agents. And I don't know, George Soros pays them, I don't know who does. So we decided we need to have an alternative to this woman life freedom that is all inclusive. Women with the hijab, women without the hijab, religious minorities, ethnic minorities. We should constitute a group. And we signed up 160 people. And when we came back, we started 3 WhatsApp groups of each 30 people. And weekly, we have meetings with basically 20 people back and forth, actively involved, making presentations. Like we have a lady who's the director of Hybrid Seeds Lab in Isfahan. She made a presentation. Another lady is the doctor of neurology. She made her presentation of what she does. So very informative. And sometimes we invite guests that I'm hoping we could invite you so we can have a bridge, a gap between the West and the actual Iran. The concept of Western feminism doesn't include them. It excludes these women who, wear the hijab, but they love their country, they're educated, they're active, they're as feminist as the, exposed ladies of the West with the blonde hair. But they're not accepted as feminists. If you're wearing this, you're regressive, and that is not correct. So, Nuri, take from here. I'm just making corrections in the direction.
All right. Now, okay. Let me tell you what my interest is, and to the extent that I might be able to share any experiences that may be relevant and that may make sense in terms of the objectives of your delegation and what you are doing, okay? Because you have an objective in organizing and traveling to Iran. Now, as I'm hearing you speak, my understanding is that you are primarily interested in establishing relationships with women and the women of Iran in terms of their needs and their outlook, their world outlook, and how they are looking at the present political situation in Iran. My interest is purely educational. That is me wanting to know from women who are on the ground, who are living in Iran on a daily basis, what are their views? What are their views about what is the present situation right now that has caused the United States and Israel to violate international law and to proceed with one of the most serious international crimes outside of genocide, which is taking place in Gaza, the crime of aggression. The crime of aggression is the most serious international crimes. Now, the basis upon which the United States and Israel have committed this crime of aggression in violation of the United Nations Charter is that they claim that under Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, that Article 51 is the right of self-defense, okay? They are claiming self-defense, all right? That was the same lie that they talked about in Iraq. You see, in Iraq, they were saying there were weapons of mass destruction, and that Saddam Hussein was going to use it against the United States. It's a complete lie.
Yes.
Okay? So I am interested in how various groups, including women, including women, thinking about the present situation and how they're reacting to it. That is me being educated. Now, speaking to Ellie, and I have only spoken to Ellie about this, but to some extent, Nuri, there's some notion that I have something that I can provide. I'm not being unduly modest, but I don't think I have much to offer. I am looking to be educated. Okay, time-wise. I would be interested in having meetings with various groups in Iran, okay, so that they could share with me their perspectives of things. I am willing, while I come back to the United States, to have interviews and so on, and to share my views and what I have learned. Very similar to what I did during the time that the American hostages were being held in Iran, and myself and Ramsey Clark and Leonard Weinglass and other lawyers traveled to Iran as the guests of the Iranian government. We went to Isfahan, we went to we went and we spent time in Tehran. Okay?
Okay.
But that was ages ago. Just tells you how old I am. That was in 1979. Okay?
I was there too. How old I am.
Right, that was in 1979.
Yeah.
All right.
Lennox, what I would like to add to clarify the scene for you is that, for example, in Netanyahu's attack or Israeli attack on Iran, they used Zan Zendegi Azadi. He spelled it. He exactly said that, which means women, life, and freedom. This is what they use against Iran in pretext that they are on the side of women, or Islam is anti-women, and they are pro-women freedom. This is what they are using, and so this is what is so important for us to realize, how they pretend democracy, freedom, helping women and all the rest, and attacking Islam, who is anti-women.
All right, so it's important for us to expose the lies, and which supports the justification for this aggression. All right, I understand that. Okay, so as I indicated before, I have another engagement. You've given me background. I am interested in traveling to Iran to firsthand witness what is going on, and to get a sense of how the people of Iran have reacted to this aggression by the United States and Israel. I don't have the luxury of time or resources to spend any more than 7 days.
7 days, that's fine.
All right? That's the amount of time that I can spend. Although I am retired from teaching and retired from the practice of law, I simply don't have the kind of time with other kinds of commitments that I'm dealing with to spend any more time abroad. So what I would like would be for Nuri and Ellie to provide in writing to me the scope of what we would be doing, a list of the people who would be on the delegation. I hope it would not only be me. So I don't want to be just the only person there. So who would be the other people, and what are their backgrounds and so on? I only raise that because I want to make sure that there's a level of compatibility. I had a very bad experience traveling with Ramsey Clark back in 1979. And Ramsey was someone who I consider to be a fellow traveler on many issues, whether it be Cuba or Palestine, etc. He was there with us. But much to my surprise, in 79, after I was in Iran, I found out that he was working with the State Department, which really got me very angry. Because here was somebody who I considered to be a comrade. Everything that we did, he was communicating back to the U.S. government. And this angered me. So give me the list of people who would be part of this delegation with us. I know Nuri, I know you, Ellie.
Now you know your
Adelia.
With Adelia, wait a minute. Is Adelia, would she be traveling with us?
I hope so.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
He's a lawyer.
All right. So let me know, and then I will give you some possible dates when I'm available.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So it's good talking to all of you.
Okay, Lenox.
Also an interview.
Yes.
Well, as we speak, you're being live broadcasted on TikTok. So, and I'm going to tape this.
Well, are you saying that you now have taped me and I'm being broadcasted?
Yes.
Well, I wish.
I mean, only your voice. Only
my voice.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm going to
All
tape
right,
this and send it to our group of Iranian women in Iran so they get to know who may be coming with us. In terms of who else is going, there's Sirus Mayer, a young Iranian activist, Iranian American activist in Ojai, and there's Ali Mohammed, who's nominated for Peace Prize this year.
Ellie,
Yes.
I hear all of that. Put it in writing, please.
We will do that.
Okay.
Okay, but let me finish.
Well, wait a minute. At this age, I don't remember a lot. So what you need to do is put it in writing so I can look at it and remember.
I still have to tell you, there is an application process for the visa. And I'm willing to do it with you or with your assistant.
Yes.
We're going to need your date of birth, your social, your passport. It's like a half an hour process to file for a visa.
Give me the list. Give me the list of things you need, and I will get it. And I'll have my administrative assistant in my office send it out.
Okay.
That's it.
He
problem.
needs to work with me, and that takes time. So as soon as possible. So as soon as we send you a letter and you give us the dates, we were assuming sometime in August.
Ellie, stop. Send me a list of the things you need from me. All right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I will get them to you promptly. Okay?
Good.
Right.
Okay.
All right, folks.
Nice
Thank you very much.
Lennox,
Thank you. Thank you.
Lennox,
All right.
you
Okay.
want another interview?
All right. Thank you. I have to leave.
No? Did you hear me?
Yes, you said something about an interview.
Ellie wants another interview with you.
If you have TikTok, do you have TikTok?
TikTok? No. No. I have WhatsApp. I have WhatsApp. I can have a Zoom. I
Okay.
can set up, my office could set up a Zoom. We could do Zoom, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Set it up, you coordinate with that through emails, okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
but-
it would
but-
be
but-
nice
but-
to
but-
introduce
wait,
you.
Wait. To do it, I need date, time, and so it can be set up. Okay?
You tell me when you have time to spend an hour and you talk about your life.
An hour is a lot of time.
Too
I
much.
could give you 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, right. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye, Lennox.
Okay, Nuri, good to see you.
I love you, Adelia.
So you're planning that trip in August?